Can you beat Endoparasitic, the horror game where you lose 3 of your limbs and have a parasite crawling towards your brain, as a pacifist? Now, amongst the zombie-infected scientists, rats, monkeys, and Endermen, teleporting men, whatever the hunter is, one would look at this challenge and think it's impossible, and yeah, kind of. We do have to kill some stuff. But we're going to see how little we have to kill. And you might be surprised by how much we can actually avoid killing throughout this run. Comment down below and guess how many kills we'll have by the end. Without further ado, let's get into the run. Here at the start of the run, there's nothing we can do to fail. We don't have the revolver yet, and Sint is not crazy enough to try to punch through the zombies with his one remaining arm, so he's stuck with just crawling around for now. And he stays that way until we get the revolver in a few minutes here. Since we've got a bit of downtime here at the start of the run, I'll take some time to explain what you're seeing on screen. So in the top left there, that's the room code. I've taken the time to label each room in the game with its own letter and number. We're in the lab section of the game, so we're in L1, since we're in the first room of the labs. You'll see soon in a second, we'll move to the second room, L2. Once we move to the maintenance section with the tile floor change, we'll be in maintenance, so M1, and so on and so forth. Same goes for reception with R. You'll see after our first kill, the kill count will be displayed on the right part of the screen. Endoparasitic thankfully has a different aspect ratio than your average YouTube video, so it lets me cram in all this fun extra stuff in the sides. You may have also noticed at the start of this video that in the bottom left, the name of the background music popped up for a small bit. Whenever I change the song, that'll pop up right there, so you know whatever it is. And with those basics out of the way, not much to note about the run. We've picked up a few vaccines which will be useful for later. You need to tank quite a few hits in this run to survive at the enemies which we are being very kind to, instead of how Sint would normally act towards them. First little tip of the run here, you don't need to aggro the zombie at all. As you stick your head behind him, you're able to reach the lever without him ever seeing you. Finally into room L4. This is where we'll grab the revolver for the first time. There's only one required kill here, so we don't need to worry about too much. And here we are, the first kill of the game. No need to rush loading the bullets. I took my time here. I noticed the zombie doing a little weird thing when I went upward of him. He actually turns towards you, so I hesitated to kill him immediately since I hadn't actually tested if he could move anywhere. See how he does a little shuffle? It confused the heck out of me. And what confused me even more was right about now? Once I moved to the lower portion of this room, here, he spins. No idea why he does that, but he spins. It doesn't seem to help at all. The corridor he's trapped in seems to be just the size of a zombie, so he can't move anywhere. We can't get past him no matter what, so we're forced to fire off 4 shots. There's the first of that kill counter you'll see. I've split it up into enemy types so it's easy to tell how many of each we've killed. And there's our first zombie scientist. Now, L5 actually took a few tries. The exact place to lure these two zombies felt a bit finicky, but eventually I got it by leading them up towards that doorway. Mainly that switch being in that corner was the troublesome part, since one of them would block the door and the other would block me in with the switch. Next up, this maze of desks may seem intimidating with how tight the corridors are, but if we lure these guys to this sort of loop-de-loop, even though this guy went around the wrong way, their attacks slow them down enough to let us get past. Onward to L6. L6, you're usually meant to go down there, get a bunch of ammo and clear out this hallway, but if you just sort of nudge these guys, you can lure them back out in this wide open space and just go around them pretty easily. There's going to be a lot of points in this run where it seems like the zombies are intimidating in large groups, but really that's when they're the easiest. It's guys like these two where they're trapped in a small corridor which are troublesome. L7, lure this guy past the door, go past. You'll be seeing a lot of that in this run. That right there shows how forgiving their hits are. They slow down quite a bit when they're just by themselves. We want to get every vaccine we can, reasonably, in this run, so we can tank as many hits as possible. Move this guy to one side of the hall, get past him. The glass helps since it bumps the hallway out a bit. Hey guys, Future Jack here to tell you that this part of the run was recorded after the rest of it. Since when I was reviewing this footage, I noticed I could actually do this run with less kills. Or at least I thought so, tried it out, and lo and behold I was right. So you may notice a small discrepancy with how much ammo I leave this room with and how much I start the next one with. That's because I originally killed the 4 rats in this next part of this room. You don't actually have to do that. This doesn't have any real effect on the run. No routing or techniques change. It's just a small difference in health and a small difference in ammo. So that's about it. I'll let you guys get back to it. So here's the section with the rats. We sadly don't have time to pick up this vaccine, and this close corner is a nightmare. You need to line yourself up far enough to where you'll get past that corner and to where you'll hit the switch without slowing down. Here in the Revolver hallway, we do the technique I've shown in my separate video. You can get it through here without getting hit, by the way. This was a suboptimal run of that. If you want a more detailed breakdown of that, check out that video. Now L9. L9. L9 is the first of many rooms which will consist of running away from rats until they just get bored, I guess. You see right there, we're able to run over the rat completely without getting hit by him, but of course we get tagged by that zombie instead. There's a lot of hits in this run which could be avoided by just me being less stupid, but we make it through. I open this door and duck my head in to lure this rat out. I get tagged again because I'm an idiot again. You could definitely get through this run with 0 hits. Or at least with just 1 hit, since 2 of those have been zombies for me. You may get tagged by a rat at least once. Either way, we've got vaccine to spare. There's a save point right in here too, which is nice. We're on our way to get the shotgun. Don't really know why I stopped to get pistol ammo. I mean, it's useful since we were out, but realistically, we don't need it for anything other than the rats. And now in hindsight, I can tell you we're not going to have to kill rats for a while. We do have to pick up the shotgun for a room which will be coming up in a bit. The game is impossible to clear without the shotgun. It is required to progress. L10 is a scramble. These vents are infested with rats. If we move quick enough, we can get hit by them 0 times if you're perfect, but once since I'm only human. I open this door to run past them some more. They give up after a certain amount of distance or time. I have no idea. The developer probably knows, but I don't know. And as I spent hours later trying to test it on my own, I came up empty. Either way, these ones were pretty consistent at where they were dropping off of me, so I waited here to lure them past into this hallway closer, so that once I got them close enough, I'd be able to double back as they were in their non-aggressive phase, get past them, and close that door. It took me a few attempts, but thankfully when they're in their non-aggressive phase, they won't re-aggro until they stop again. I'm able to slam that door on them. I don't have enough time to save, so I book it to the next vent. That one, the landing's a bit tricky since you might grab your shotgun by accident. That rat will tag you. This rat I think you could get past, but I get tagged. We have enough health to tank it here. We use the vaccine. We have just enough time. Get past those rats without getting hit. Go up here. I could have saved myself 2 hits by just going right, but I did not remember this room well enough, so I went back here to save. I didn't realize the room ended right there. We could have saved ourselves some health there, but live and let learn. That just proves this run could be done even easier at least. Under harsher conditions, grander spectacle and such. Thankfully there's a vaccine right up here in this next room, so the run's not dead. L11, I don't believe there's anything else of note. There's this zombie right here which you could just not go near. And other than that, right. So if you go down here, you have to lure these 2 zombies, lure this rat up here so he doesn't bother us. And I end up getting blocked by the zombies anyway, so I get hit by the rat anyway. And I get hit by the zombies again. I was pretty sloppy these early rooms, I'll admit. But that makes this next section super clutch. Even though it took a few tries, I inch my way up so I can grab the vaccine without the rat seeing me. Once I inject myself, I run past, loop over here, loop past these zombies to lure them past the switch, hit the switch just within reach, and we're out. L12 is where we lose that 3 number. And that's it for this room. Reload the shotgun just in case I need it, and we head up and out. L13, the flare gun room. Now, I don't go up and get the flare gun. It may look impossible with how crowded the zombies are in there, but you can just lure them out this way. And this is a lot easier than trying to get past the rat up towards the flare gun. If that rat wasn't there, we probably would grab the flare gun, since there's a few vaccines up there too. But you can just get around them in that corner, and we're free and clear. So we don't have the flare gun this run. Flare gun is completely optional. L14. Not much of note here other than start on the right so you don't aggro the left zombie, since the right zombie usually aggroes anyway once you reach the top section. We need to go back quite a ways to lure both of the zombies out of this hallway. That's why I go up it so far in the beginning anyway. Shoot this rat, since if you don't shoot that rat, you'll actually get bitten by him 2 or 3 times with him ducking back into the vent. I know I get hit by this zombie and this rat, but with all the testing I could do, I couldn't get out of there alive if I left that first rat. So sadly, he is our first rat casualty. This section took a few tries to only get hit once or twice by all the rats and zombies in there, but we're able to flip these two switches just in time without those rats aggroed, running all the way back to that side, and we've made it to maintenance. There's the largest chunk of the game done. The first enemies we encounter are the corpse traps and the single zombie. M1 has these long, sprawling hallways, which, if you really want to take your time, you could lure this guy back to the start. But I really find it's okay to just go back here. You're actually fast enough to outrun the zombies without setting off the corpse traps if you want. The problem is you're not fast enough to get around the zombies without getting hit, and not setting off the corpse traps. So if you're already ahead of the zombie, you can keep going in a direction without ever getting hit by him. But to get around him, we need to move at a speed which would set off the corpse trap. So that's where sections like this, where the corpse traps wouldn't hit us, we lure both of these guys back to the earlier hallway, and we'll circle around them there. We do this since a few of the later zombies I want to lure to that earlier hallway. This way we don't get trapped on both sides. Here's that later zombie I mentioned. We just lure him back to this room. There's enough room to get by him in just this corner. I just didn't want to be crowded by those other two zombies on our tail. M2, not much of note. I kind of just bum rush this room. We get tagged by a rat here, and I consider reloading, but we have enough health to where I just decide, fuck it, let's keep going. Here's a funny glitch. If you try to skip Pravi's dialogue, it gives you back movement, but him and Sint actually keep talking. This continues until you load a save, so I redid this section until I got a clean run all the way until they finished their dialogue. Those two zombies you can slip right past, leave the other one up top. And here in M5 is our introduction to the crossbow. I love the crossbow, it feels great to use, I love having infinite uses for it, but infinite uses doesn't really matter in a run where we're trying to kill as little as possible. This first guy right here, you can lure into this first room, loop around him. And unfortunately, the second guy sitting on top of the corpse traps, I could not find a way to lure him back without getting stuck on that first zombie, and we can't move around him without dying to the corpse traps on each side. So sadly, he is our 16th scientist zombie killed. Get a save point here. Took a few tries for these rats, which are tricky. You want to aggro both at once, get hit by both of them there so they flee upward. Use the vaccine right here. And they seem to stop chasing me, so we're able to take this at our leisure. This zombie right here, you lure him back here. There's enough room between these corpse traps in the corner. They can't reach past the doorway. And so we just zoop right past. And there was a second one right there which caught me off guard and got me tagged. But it's alright, we have extra vaccines. And we save them for the next room. M6. Oh boy. So M6 consists of hitting multiple switches with a ton of rats in the vents. If we don't kill a single one of these rats, it will double back on us enough times to kill us from full health before we have time to use the vaccine. There's not enough time to flip all of these switches and get past them and get past the next section of this room if we leave any of them alive. So unfortunately this adds quite a few kills, bringing us up to 6 total rats. Even if they didn't end up killing us in the vents, they'd kill us in this room here, you see. And there's a corpse trap right past here, so rushing isn't an option either. That's why we need to kill this rat too. If we close that door behind us, that would work, but we can't, sadly. There's a zombie here, which he's facing away, but if you bump him with your head, he'll lock onto you, and that lets us lure him back up here. We can lure him all the way back to that little save room, where we have enough room to circle around him. And like I mentioned before, if you're on the side of the zombies you want to be on already, you can get past the corpse traps even though I get tagged. But we've got vaccines to spare right now, so we can tank a hit or two. I think it should be possible to get through their hit list though. Here there's a rat, which I was not able to find a way to get past without killing, even though I got tagged by him. There's just too many corpse traps here if we try to rush. It just gives the rats too much time to gang up on us. Since those two get tags on us too, the third would have just dealt too much damage. This room, normally you take out the monkey in the center, move over to the sides, take out the rats. Here we space our grabs just enough so we can maintain our momentum while we hit the switches. After we hit the third, we loop around in a downward curve so we don't aggro the monkey on our way out, and we're able to sneak past as we get to from the top right to the next room. Here is M8, the monkey boss. There's a biometric lock on the door, and we have to kill the monkey to get past it. We don't have the flare gun, which is my tactic of choice for this fight, where you just shoot a flare and then shoot 2 shotgun shells into the monkey to kill it quick. So we have to deal with the crossbow. Being honest, I don't remember if I even hit all my shots. Either way, the monkey isn't that bad once you know his pattern of moving in a circle if he doesn't hear sound. So just get to a reasonable distance away from him, shoot him with the crossbow, And of course, you want a reasonable distance away at sort of a weird angle. That's why when I saw him to the right of me there, I just headed straight up instead of like to his right or something like that. See, I'm pretty sure I just missed one of those shots. Either way, once we get him down low enough, we'll just go in for the kill with the shotgun, and then we'll progress. With the monkey added to our kill count, that brings us to our final section of the game, Reception. Reception is pretty alright, actually. This is where I spent the majority of the playthrough, as far as actual attempts, but I believe this is the lowest section for actual kills, so bright sides and downsides. We pick up a flare there, which we're going to have to drop later, since it takes up a super big chunk of inventory for something we don't even have. Now I'm shooting these pods, but I'm not counting them as kills. These aren't living things, they're just like sacks. If the game dev gives me some lore that these are actually like, you know, super genius philosophers of the parasite race, and they're actually more kills than anything else in the game, then well, we'll amend this part, I guess. But for now, they're just orbs, which hold things like bullets, or other enemies. You know, like an egg. Eggshell's not alive, just the stuff in the egg. I'm also not counting anything the hunter kills, so he's actually our best friend for this. I'm only counting stuff Sint kills here. If the hunter happens to kill something on his way to kill Sint, hey, it's not our fault. He does a great job clearing out the orbs for us, whether they have enemies in them or not. R2 is a big hallway full of orbs. I just shoot a bunch of them. There's really nothing much to this section. Once we get past here, it's a little interesting, but until then, orbs. This section we use the hunter to crack open these orbs just in case there's any enemies inside. It takes about 2 chances for him to knock off the one which is covering the switch. I honestly don't know what drives the hunter to teleport at a certain angle or not. We get tagged by a rat, but that's fine. There's enough time to run past it into the next room. R3, we get a nice vaccine here to boost from the hits we've been taking. And we're moving on. This room was a tricky one. So there's this big cluster of zombies you need to avoid right here as you go into this vent. We lured this zombie out of the vent room, circle them around a bit to give us some space inside, There's a save point inside, thankfully. But then there's another rat which will kill us on the inside. Since as you see here, there's 2 pods. And this pod spawns a zombie, and the hunter isn't out yet, so we're forced to take that hit. Now this pod spawns a rat, so I wait for the hunter to be about to spawn, shoot the pod, and the hunter spawns telefragging the rat. So Sint doesn't have to kill a rat there. Hunter does it for us. I spent this time trying to get the hunter to break open these orbs and kill these zombies. Bit of a bad luck with that zombie wanting to come through the orb, but it works out for us in the end. Hunter is a beast here, taking out 3 of them at once. The hunter is really a boon in this run. He complicates things so much, but he saves us so many kills. Get this vaccine as the hunter's teleporting. I bail on it since I'm taking too long. Some of these parts, my nerves were just really getting to me. I ended up getting hit by the hunter here. I guess I should say, this part I actually recorded after beating the final room. This one is not of much note, as our health is about the same. We have the same vaccine amount. We have, I guess we have 1 bit more ammo, but we pick up ammo in this room anyway. This room, R4, was the bane of my existence. I posted in the Discord about losing my mind about these rats. I run past them here. They de-aggro once I pass that zombie. Aggro the other rats. Hunter kills those 2 rats. Wait up here for those rats to aggro. They de-aggro before reaching the corner. Hunter kills these 2 zombies. We lure those 3 original rats, which we can't see even, over here. Run past them some more. Loop back around. Save. Reset a ton to get the right angle so that the hunter kills the rats. He kills 1 right there, and I managed to get him to kill the other 2 in just a bit. Their timings are just awful since they seem to bail as soon as the hunter wants to spawn. But with enough patience, we can get them. Now you may be wondering, why can't we just run past? Well, you'll see about that. But Hunter telefrags the rats as we want right there. I take this opportunity to go get this vaccine up here. And as I unlock it, I realize I never picked up the other one. I don't think, at least. So I lure the zombie out. He gets missed by the hunter, sadly. Hunter misses him again. Man. Yeah, he is just not hitting this guy. But I definitely want this zombie cleared out before I move on to the next section of this room. That took so long, I'm able to save again. Head down here. Aggro, aggro. Hunter kills the rat. Go back up here. Check my stats. Check the save. Can't save yet. Hunter gets mad. Wait around here for a bit. Reload all the... Oh, I guess I didn't reload there because the hunter. Yeah, it's better safe than sorry with the hunter times, since you can always just get another cycle. It's better to just have an extra second to dodge than to get hit because you're getting greedy and trying to reload ammo but you're really not using. This is the point where I realize I never picked up that other vaccine. I inject myself, go back, check it, and yep, there it is. I just didn't pick it up the first pass. I thought it might have been a bug at first, so I even resaved and checked it again to see if it was spawning with every save, but no, just forgot it this run. Was too focused on the rats. Hunter is a bro and telefrags that guy for us. We saved with no enemies around. Here's me checking the vaccine. This is the one load I kept in because, I don't know, I just thought it's funny. See? Just confused on why it's not there now. Next up, this room full of orbs kind of looks tricky, but really you can fit through most of them. And when you're just squeezed in with them, the hunter actually only has a few places to teleport, I'm assuming. Hunter ended up killing that rat I wanted to kill. Zombie is following. Wait for the hunter. And he telefrags him. We're able to get to the switch up here. Dodge around the hunter. Can't go through those orbs. Have to go back around. Need the hunter to break these open. I tried to avoid shooting the orbs myself when I could, just to prove that the hunter can take out most of them. And that brings us to the final boss. Personally, I recommend dropping your revolver bullets for this fight, but yeah, there we go. Drop them behind me so I don't pick them up again by accident. That way you have as much room for your shotgun ammo as possible. And never hurts to have a crossbow bolt loaded just in case.
Lucy, you should be dead.
I'm more alive than I've ever been.
You're the one who let the parasites out. I can't believe it. I didn't want to believe it.
For as smart as you think you are, you've been putting this together a little slow for my taste. I let the parasites out because they asked me to. They wanted to make me their god, not you. All I had to do was let them flourish.
How could they pick you out of everyone? You're half-witted, vapid, ignorant.
You're the ignorant one, Sint. You think being dedicated to your work, worshipping knowledge, and valuing science over others' lives and happiness makes you above everyone else. You're not above me. You're not above Pravi. You're not even above the lab rats. You're immoral, unethical. You have no compass, no virtues, and you haven't even got the self-awareness to care. Without feeling, you're nothing. That's why they picked me. This universe has too many men like you.
That gives us a total of 28 kills, 17 zombies, 9 rats, 1 monkey, and 1 teleporting hunter. And with that, we've beaten Endoparasitic as a pacifist. Well, as close as we can get to one. I think there might be room for improvement with some of those rats, but that's the run for now.
I won't kill you, Sint. The parasite will do a fine enough job of that.
You're just going to leave me here?
Why not? Isn't that what you would do? Good luck, Sint. May Pyrite have mercy on you.
Damn it. Now what?
If you enjoyed this run, remember to like and subscribe for more content in the future. If you have any ideas for other challenge runs for Endoparasitic, please comment them down below. I'm open to new ideas, since I really can't think of any other ones. I may post speedrun content of this game eventually in the future, but without that or more challenge runs, I think that's it for now for Endoparasitic. Look forward to some more projects like Gmod and eventually Monster Hunter. I'm working on it. But with that said, you'll see me in the next video. Peace.